it's over. I mean, when was the last time you saw a story about inflation? When was the last time you heard people in the street talking about inflation? It's the boogeyman of the past. I still make the case that pretty much most of that big hump from 21 is not inflation. It's currency devaluation. It's the same thing. No, it's not. It is not. Inflation is when excess demand raises price because of limited supply. That is not what happened. This was a supply shock. We locked down the world through stupid economic policies, and we used that as an excuse for the cult of Kelton to double the money supply. We doubled the number of dollars in existence in 2 years. That is, one, it's insanity. And two, it will devalue the currency. And it will devalue the currency so much. 60% of the Teslas sold in the world are made in China. 60. Okay? They're not made in Fremont, California. Some are, but 60%. And that factory's only been up for 2 years. Fremont's been up for almost 10. So it's where they want relationships, they get them.
Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In this video, we'll dive deep into the captivating world of the crypto market and uncover the latest news in Bitcoin, dollarization, and investments. Get ready to stay informed and make smarter financial decisions. Now, let's begin our enlightening discussion with Mark Yusko.
The question, we did our Around the World weekly show yesterday, and it was an AMA, because summertime, everyone's on vacation, and, we decided we wouldn't prepare anything. We'll just answer people's questions. And someone threw out the question about, hey, is it time to start worrying about deflation? And I'm kind of there. I'm not quite there. The alligator jaws between stocks and long bonds are about as wide as they have ever been. NASDAQ's up 32 and long bonds are down 6. And, there's this scare about, long rates rising because of the treasury problems. And, they're spending like a drunken sailor, literally like a drunken sailor. I mean, it's 2.3 trillion with a T of deficit spending that you got to finance. So I get the fear, but at the end of the day, you're not going to solve the issue of 10,000 of my brethren and sistren every day for the next, 11 years are going to turn 71 and a half. And that is a big deal. That is going to increase the demands on entitlements. It's going to increase the demands on kind of infrastructure to support the aged, like healthcare. And it's just going to be a drag on productivity, a drag on economic activity. And quite honestly, it's very deflationary because old people buy bonds. That's what they do. And I said, Rob Arnott has written eloquently on this for years. The chairman of the largest asset manager in the world will go on television and say, well, you might want to pick up some Bitcoin in the ETF that we're going to offer to protect yourself against devaluation of the currency. Excuse me? 4 years ago, this guy said it was an index of money laundering. Now he's telling people to buy Bitcoin to protect themselves against currency devaluation. The one-child policy definitely created this, aged population issue, and that's certainly part of it. Another part of it is entirely intentional in the sense that China is really good at busting the back of trends that would harm their long-term plans, right? So when things that rise up, whether it's fast acceleration of home prices or employment issues or, trade issues, they're really good because they are command and control economy as opposed to a pure democracy, and they don't wait around. There's another subtle piece to this, and I agree with all that analysis, but the other subtle, maybe not so subtle piece is that rapid decline is the result of Cold War 2.0. It's the direct result of blacklisting companies and industries and basically saying to people, if you don't take your people out of China, we will arrest them, right? If you've got a U.S. citizen working at a Chinese company, you're in trouble. And look, this whole Cold War thing, it's funny. We, as we always do, because we're, the ugly Americans, I joke, Americans think, or they're like Notre Dame football fans, they remember past that never was. And we think we're causing this through tariffs and these rules. Okay, yeah, fine. But wait a minute. Despite all the tariffs, despite all the blacklisting, we imported more goods from China last month than any time in history. Okay. So despite all of the rhetoric, despite all of the rules and the fees, yep, we still like buying cheap stuff, turns out. So the other side of this is to build up that manufacturing capacity. Since WTO, China needed a lot of capital, and they needed a lot of capital from the world, and they needed people to invest and build the factories. But it's actually not complete deglobalization. Yeah. It's de-Westernization. Their alignment with everyone in the East, all the way up to Russia, is accelerating. It's accelerating at a rate that we can't even comprehend. They bought all the ports in Greece, and they bought all the assets in Africa, and they did relationships in India, and they bought all the stuff in Pakistan, and they, cut the deal with Russia. And so they're recreating the Silk Road, and they don't need the FDI the way they used to because they got enough stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's just interesting, except in places where they want to let it happen, like Tesla's factory. 60% of the Teslas sold in the world are made in China. 60. Okay? They're not made in Fremont, California. Some are, but 60%. And that factory's only been up for 2 years. Fremont's been up for almost 10. So it's where they want relationships, they get them.
Don't forget to join us as we explore the unfolding events. What's happening in the crypto market? Let's take a quick look at some recent developments. Then we turn back to Mark Yusko. Former President Donald Trump is capitalizing on the non-fungible token, NFT, surge, with Ethereum holdings potentially reaching up to $500,000. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, recently charged 4 people for involvement in a fraudulent crypto and precious metals trading scheme. Former SEC official warns crypto regulatory onslaught will never end. Senator Lummis shows support for Coinbase against SEC. Argentina criminalizes peso burning amid growing crypto use. Vitalik Buterin throws shade at XRP centralization. Visa launches card payments for on-chain transaction fees. Bitcoin was back in the green to start the weekend after bulls rejected a breakout below $29,000 during Friday's session. The cryptocurrency continues to hover around a key support level without either bulls or bears taking control. Ethereum was also marginally higher. And that concludes an insightful episode of Money Talks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.